Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitabugHandmaids.com, and thank you so much for joining me today. I am really excited to be with you today because today I am announcing the first feature of August Club Quitabug. I will be spotlighting the 25 Again stamp set. This is from the current annual catalog. I thought this set was so much fun, and we're actually going to be using the Stampin' blends as well, so I'm really excited about that. I'm also really excited to announce that for the month of August, Stampin' Up! Has brought back their Bonus Days promotion. So I love this offer. It's really awesome. So the way that Bonus Days works is for the month of August, every $50 that you spend in my online Stampin' Up! Store, you will receive a $5 coupon code in your email from Stampin' Up! You can save up as many of those coupons as you want during the month of August, and then in September, you can redeem those $5 off coupons. So there's no limit to the amount of coupons that you can receive, and there's also no limit to the amount of coupons that you can redeem come September. So it's really, really awesome. So for Club Quitabug this month, you might as well bump your $40 minimum order up to $50 so that you can receive my free card kit, and in addition to that, a $5 off coupon from Stampin' Up! To use for your orders in September. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I will share with you the free card kit to go along with this 25 Again stamp set, and I will also give you all the details about Club Quitabug as we go. In addition to the 25 Again stamp set, I'm also going to be using my Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and then I've got some Stampin' blends that I'm going to be using. So let me just open this up. So this is one of our large wood mount stamp cases that you can purchase in my online store. So I'm going to be using the Crumb Cake combo pack, the Flirty Flamingo combo pack, which this color is amazing. Oh my gosh, it is so pretty in the blends. And then the Pumpkin Pie combo pack, as well as the Daffodil Delight combo pack. So all you have to do to receive your free project kit in the mail from me is simply place a minimum $40 order in my online Stampin' Up! Store. That's $40 before tax and shipping, and I've got the hostess code right here on the screen. Make sure you use that code. That code lets me know that you're wanting to receive this free project kit in the mail from me. Just don't use that code if your order is $150 or more, because you will qualify for Stampin' rewards, and I don't want you to miss out on those, and you will still receive this free project kit in the mail from me. And remember, the kit only comes with the consumable supplies to create the projects. There are no stamped images or anything like that included. So you will need either the 25 Again stamp set if you want to make them exactly as I have, or whatever stamp set you choose. And then, like I said, I'm using the Memento ink and then the Stampin' blend. And when you receive your project kit in the mail from me, it will come nice and neatly packaged for you. So let's take a look at the 3 projects. So here is the first one. Isn't that so cute? I love this card. I love the colors, and I think that Flirty Flamingo just really pops. So you've got the little matchbox, and it says you're how old? And the card base is already embossed for you using the Oh My Stars embossing folder. And I also used shimmery white cardstock on this one. So I don't know if you can see that little bit of glitter, but the shimmery white cardstock has glitter embedded into it. So very cute. Here is card number 2. It says happy birthday. So this is a really fun card. Very bright and colorful. I love it. And then here is the 3rd project. So it's one of our clear acetate boxes. I love these boxes. You can do a lot with them. You can make a whole set of cards, stick them inside, and give this as a gift, like a set of cards, and then use one of your birthday cards to go along with it. What I'm going to do, because I do have someone in mind for one of these boxes, is I'm going to choose one of these cards. I'm not sure. I'll probably give her this one. And then I'm going to add a, oh, what do you call it? A Starbucks gift card in there, and some chocolates. So I'm going to slip all of that into the box, and I'll probably wrap it either with tissue paper or just put like some of the gift shreddy stuff inside with it. And there you go. You have a quick gift, lovely little handmade gift in there. So love it. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and get my supplies out of here. Okay, so you've got all of your supplies organized for you. 2 envelopes are included for your 2 cards, and then you've got your full color PDF that also includes your supply list, all the supplies that I used to create the cards, and then also the measurements for each project. All right, so I've got my supplies here for the first card. I'm just going to take out, let me set this to the side. I'm just going to take out these 2 pieces of shimmery white cardstock. And I am going to be stamping on my Stampin' Up! Piercing mat just because this is a photopolymer stamp set. It just gives a better stamped image. And I'm going to cover this piercing mat with some scratch paper because Stampin' blends do bleed through. So you do want to protect your work surface or whatever you're stamping on when you use them. Okay, so I'm going to start by stamping the matchbox, and I just want to give you one tip. When you are stamping with photopolymer stamps, these are very flexible stamps, and if you just try to lay them on, sometimes they can be crooked or kind of wibbly or wobbly on your block. I recommend laying it flat, stamp side down on your work surface or your desk, and then putting your block on top. That way you know you haven't warped the stamp and it's gonna stamp just right when you go to use it. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in my Memento ink here and just ink this up really well. Okay, and I'm going to stamp it this way. I want the kind of 3D portion of the box to be facing this direction or this side. Hopefully that makes sense. And I'm going to angle it. Guess I'll stamp it right here. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so now I've got my little matchbox part, well, the match end of my box. So I'm just going to ink that up, and I want to line this up. Ooh, it's going to be harder with the camera here. Let me try this, see if I can get in close, not get my head in the way. I think I'm going to stamp it there. Hopefully that's lined up well. Oh yeah, that's great. Okay, so we've got that there. All right, so then I'm just gonna bring in this piece of Designer Series paper from the kit. This is from the Tranquil Textures Designer Series paper, and I'm just going to ink up my matchbox piece again, just this part, and I'm going to stamp that right onto this piece of Designer Series paper. And we're gonna be hand cutting this piece out, and then I wanna stamp my sentiment, which is "You're how old?" I'm just gonna put that in the center here. Isn't the font so much fun on this stamp set? I really love the font. Cursive and bubbly. Love that. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. All right, so next I took the matchbox image here with the match end, and I stamped that on some computer paper. You could also use a Post-it note, and I just hand cut it out along the edge, and I'm going to make a little mask to go over where I've already stamped that onto my layer here. I'm just gonna stick that down. That's just some removable adhesive on the back. And what I'm going to do is take the single match image that comes in the stamp set. I'm going to ink this up. And I am going to stamp this right about here. Perfect. And then when you peel up that mask, look at that. It looks like you've got a match laying underneath the box. So cool. Let me show you that up close. See that? Isn't that cool? So save that mask. You can put it in your stamp set so that you always have it in case you want to do that technique again. Then I'm going to bring in the other little strip of shimmery white cardstock that comes in the kit, and I'm going to stamp another single match, just like that. And we're going to hand cut this match out as well as this piece right here. So you want to hand cut those out with your paper snips. All right, so I've gone ahead and cut out my little decorative cover for my matchbox, but you also want to cut off this end so that we can have part of the brown bit of the box showing. So I'm just going to cut right along that little edge, leaving the black line. Don't cut the black line off. Just cut right along that edge. There we go. Okay, and then just gonna go ahead and add that right on just like that. Isn't that cute? So I'm gonna go ahead and add that right on, and I'll just use some snail adhesive. Okay. All right, got that right on there, perfect. And I haven't cut out this match because I want to color this in before I cut it out. All right, so let's go ahead and bring in our blends. So for this card, we're just using the Flirty Flamingo and the Crumb Cake, and I actually only need the dark shade of Flirty Flamingo, and then I'm going to use both shades of Crumb Cake. So I'm going to start with the darker shade of Crumb Cake. Let me use the other end, the smaller tip. Okay, and I'm just going to put a little bit of the dark shade like in the corners, just to kind of add some, almost like some shadowing. Then I'll also do some on my matches as well. All right, so I zoomed you guys in just a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna take my lighter shade now. I'm gonna use the other end again and just color that in, blend with that darker shade. All right, and now I'm gonna come in with my dark shade of the Flirty Flamingo, and I'm just going to color in each of my match tips. All right, so I've got all of my coloring finished, and I also went ahead and cut out my little single match. Isn't that so cute? I just love it. So what we're gonna do with our little match is I am going to use some of my Tombow liquid glue here and just put a little bit on the back of it. You could also use fine tip glue, whichever you want. Pick this little guy up, and I just want it to kind of lay over top of my other little match, just like that. Isn't that so cute? Love it. All right, so let's go ahead and finish putting this card together. So I've got my card base here, which again has already been embossed for you using the Oh My Stars embossing folder. This is Crumb Cake cardstock. Then I'm going to take my layer and just adhere that on top of my mint macaron cardstock. I've got my snail adhesive for that. So just layer this right on top. And it just gives you a nice thin little peek of that mint macaron. So cute. And then on this piece of mint macaron, I've added some of our tear and tape to the back. So you can use whatever adhesive you want. You just want to use a strong adhesive since you're going to be adhering this to an embossed layer. So that's why I used the tear and tape on the back here. All right, and now I will go ahead and center this up, add it onto the front of my card. Okay, I'll just put it right there. And then also included in your kit is a little piece of our Pick a Pattern washi tape. So I've just stuck this onto actually a piece of one of our clear envelopes. I just cut our clear envelopes up and stuck it right on there. And I'm just gonna put it, let's see, do I want it right there? Sure, it's gonna put it right there. There we go. And that finishes up this card. Isn't that so much fun? Love this card. All right, so I've got my pieces for card number 2, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring in this piece of Whisper White. And again, I've got my piercing mat and some scratch paper here. All right, so I've got my Memento Tuxedo Black. I'm going to stamp my little matchbox this direction this time. And I'm gonna put that in the center, sort of towards the top, give it a press. Okay, there we go, that looks good. Then this time I've got the little candle topper instead of the matches. So let's see if I can line this up. Oh yeah, I can see this pretty well. Okay, put my little candles on, just like that. Then I'm gonna bring in my little cake image, and that's going to go right here in the center of my matchbox. Okay, and then towards the bottom, I've got this block, it's way too big, but towards the bottom of my Whisper White, I'm gonna leave about 1/4 inch of space from the bottom, and then I'm gonna stamp the happy birthday sentiment. Okay, so right about here, stamp the happy birthday. Okay, that looks good. Okay, and I can't remember if on the first card, if I put something down, I think I forgot to actually put scratch paper down before I colored with my blends. Whoops, I know I told you guys about it, but I think I forgot to do it. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in my colors, and this time we need all of the colors. So I'm gonna start with the dark shade of Daffodil Delight, and I'm just going to go around these little decorative corners. Okay. Actually, I'm also gonna do these pieces. Then I'll come in with the brush tip end of my light shade, and I'm just gonna color in this background and blend out that darker shade as well as I go. I love that you can color in any direction when you're using your blends. All right, so I've got my background colored in how I want it. So now I am going to come in, I think I'm gonna do the dark shade of Flirty Flamingo right here on my candlestick. Then I'm gonna come in with the light shade of Pumpkin Pie. Okay. Then let's do, okay, let's actually do all of this piece. And the light shade. Okay, and then add a little bit of the dark shade to the middle here, right there. And then go back over that with the light shade. Then I will do light Flirty Flamingo down here at the bottom. And then dark in the center. And then go over that with light. Okay, so my little cake slice looks good. So now I'm going to do the candles. So I'm going to do the striped part of the candle. I'm going to do those pieces in my darker shade. And then I'll fill in the rest of the candle using the lighter shades. So that's kind of how I'm going to color those in. I'm just going to alternate the colors. All right, so I've got all of my coloring finished. So let me just show that to you. Doesn't that look cute? Love it. So now we can go ahead and start assembling this card. So I'm just going to bring in my snail and add some to the back of this layer and pop it onto this basic black piece. And again, it just gives you a tiny little bit of the basic black showing. I love how that looks, just that little thin border. Then you've got this piece of basic black baker's twine, and I'm going to just wrap this around in this middle piece here. Going to stick that in to my adhesive on the back, and I'm just going to wrap this around a few times like so. Then I'm just going to trim off this extra. I'm going to use this little piece to tie a bow, so you want to save that piece. Just put some dimensionals on the back of this layer. All right, so you've got a Flirty Flamingo card base for this card. I'm just going to give that a nice crease with my bone folder, and then we will add this layer onto the front of our card in the center. So I'll just put that right about there. And then I'm going to tie a little bow with what is left of my baker's twine. So I'm just going to put that through underneath my twine here. All right, so I've got my simple little bow there, and I'm just going to trim down those ends just a little bit. There we go. Isn't that so cute? I love that. All right, so that finishes up card number 2. All right, so I've got my pieces here for my little box. So let me set that to the side. I'm just going to bring in my piercing mat, scratch paper, my memento ink, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment. It's not easy turning 25 for an entire decade. So let's just stamp that right in the center. Okay. Then I've just got my dark shade of Flirty Flamingo. I'm just going to fill in my little candles. And then we'll use the dark shade of Daffodil Delight for the flame. Very tiny bit of coloring. All right, so let's go ahead and build up our box. You've got a lot of little pieces here, so just be careful when you take those off. You don't want to lose anything. So we're just gonna go ahead and build up our box. So it's really simple to do. All you wanna do is pinch in on all the little score lines. Okay. All right, so once you've folded in all of those little score marks on your box, just put in those little end tabs, and then you can, there we go, close up your box. Just like that. All right, so there we go. My box is ready. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take this little strip of designer series paper. This is from the Broadway Bound suite. I've already added some of the tear and tape to the back. So I'm just gonna peel off these backings, and I'm gonna add this across the center of my box. So you just want a really good adhesive, which is why I chose the tear and tape. And I'm just gonna pop that right across the center of my box. Then there's a little strip of vellum in your kit. I'm going to bring in my, what is this punch called? Banner Triple Punch, that's what it's called. And I'm just gonna center that up, center this little strip up, and banner the ends. If you don't have the Banner Triple Punch, no big deal. You can just banner the ends with your scissors. Just gonna add a little bit of adhesive on here. I'm gonna line this banner up with the end over here and just stick that down. So then we've got one of our pearlized doilies. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive directly onto the front of my vellum. And I'm gonna stick this doily right on in the center. Well, off to the right. Excuse me, not in the center, off to the right, so right about there. Okay, that looks good. Then I'm gonna take this Whisper White polka dot tulle, and I'm going to wrap this around my box. And I want this to tie in a bow off to the left. So this tulle is very forgiving. Very, very easy to work into a bow. Okay, there we go. So now we've got a cute little bow. Isn't that cute? Okay, there we go. Then I'm going to take my basic black Starburst punch here, add some adhesive to the center of that, and I'm just going to center that up over my pearlized doily. Pop that down, so right about there. Then we'll add some dimensionals onto the back of our little sentiment here. Okay, then we'll just pop that up right here. Yep, just like that. Okay, that looks good. And then lastly, you've got a couple of our glitter enamel dots here. So I'm just going to pop these on. I'll just put one there. And then I'll do another one right there. Okay, there we go. That finishes up this quick and simple little gift box. Pretty cute. All right, so that finishes the 3 projects in my 25 Again free project kit. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this kit. It is a lot of fun, and remember, all you have to do to receive your free project kit in the mail from me is simply place a minimum $40 order in my online Stampin' Up! Store. That's $40 before tax and shipping. be sure to use the host code that I've got somewhere right here on the screen. That host code lets me know that you're wanting to receive this free project kit in the mail from me. Just don't use that code if your order is $150 or more, because you will qualify for Stampin' rewards. I don't want you to miss out on those rewards, and you will still receive the free project kit in the mail from me. So you can find direct links to my online Stampin' Up! Store just below the video in the description notes. You can also find links over on today's coordinating blog post, which I've linked to just below the video in the description notes as well. So thank you again for joining me today, you guys, and I'll be back soon with another tutorial. Bye now.